Chris Braswell.
Braswell.
Wow.
All right.
Interesting that the Buccaneers select Chris Braswell, who we had in our original mock draft way
true.
back when. And so maybe we did know something after all. Chris Braswell, a very good athlete. The reason why we had Chris Braswell go to the Buccaneers in our first mock draft, and we really can't take credit for it now because, I don't think
We moved off of it.
we moved off of it. Yeah. But I can understand the pick simply because with Braswell, he's a little bit of a one-year wonder in the fact that he had to wait behind not just Dallas Turner, but also Will Anderson Jr. at Alabama. And you have to wonder now, Josh, with them going with Chris Braswell here, did they have Marshawn Kneeland in mind instead?
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one to kind of look at and to see if we can find out if Kneeland would have been maybe the pick over Braswell. In the meantime, a little bit about Chris Braswell. So he's a edge rusher out of the University of Alabama, 6'3", 257 pounds. His relative athletic score was 8.67. My own scouting notes on him: he has a high motor. He's very strong. Uses his hands well. He does have a push pull and a long arm.
Yes.
Pass rush moves. I didn't see much bend on tape with him. Ankle and hip fluidity is limited. He turns his hips to get to the corner rather than bending around it. So he's got this real quick kind of. He just kind of rotates on an axis almost to get the corner against tackles. He advertises his loop, takes on pullers well, and he will be good in the run game. I will say that. And I would say he's more of a cerebral player on the field who reacts rather than instinctual, kind of gets to the play before it develops. Those were what I saw. What did you see? Because I know we just talked about it a little bit earlier. You were very high on him early in the process. Yeah,
I was. And it's for a couple of reasons. Number one is I think this guy has some upside and some room to grow, right? Again, when you're behind back-to-back SEC defensive players of the year, right? When you're behind two NFL first rounders in Will Anderson Jr. and then Dallas Turner, you're not going to get on the field that much. And so he didn't up until this year when he replaced Will Anderson in the starting lineup, and he was opposite Dallas Turner. And 10.5 tackles for loss, 8 sacks. He did have an interception that he returned for a touchdown.
3 forced fumbles too.
Yeah, he gets the ball, and he's a violent hitter. And, we have a picture here that kind of illustrates that to a degree. He also plays on special teams. He blocked a punt. He blocked a field goal. So this is a player that can come in, and as he develops, he can be a factor on special teams. That's always an area of emphasis for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But you see here, getting the ball out with a sack on Joe Milton. He's a violent pass rusher that has a very sudden closing step to get to the quarterback. And typically when he gets to the quarterback goes down. And that's not been the case, say, with Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, who's just not a good finisher. I think that Braswell, when he gets to the quarterback, he does finish well. The quarterback does go down. He is a good tackler. The ball does come out. And also, too, this is from his interception. He can drop in coverage. He has that athletic ability to do some of the things that Todd Bowles likes to do. So I preferred Kneeland. I'm not crazy about the Braswell pick, but at the same time, whether it's Braswell or Adisa Isaac, I think they're in the same conversation. I like Adisa Isaac maybe a touch better, but obviously Todd Bowles and Jason Light like Braswell better.
The path. A couple things about Braswell. So we were talking about Chop Robinson not too long ago, and Chop.
I like Braswell better than Chop Robinson.
I won't go that far, but
I do.
One of the things that impressed so many analysts and scouts about Chop Robinson was his 10-yard split, right? Which is a better a measure of quickness for an edge rusher than, say, a 40-yard dash. You're not running 40 yards to take down the quarterback unless you're chasing Lamar Jackson all around the field. It's more the 10-yard split. And Chop Robinson had the fastest 10-yard split for a 250-pound or heavier edge rusher ever at 1.54 seconds. Chris Braswell was not that far behind him at 1.53 9 seconds, which
Yeah.
is the 87th percentile for all edge rushers. He's got shorter arms, but interestingly enough, a really good wingspan, which means he's broad in his shoulders,
Yeah.
right? At 39th percentile arm length at 33 1/4 inches, and the wingspan at 81 3/8 inches is in the 67th percentile. So the path to success for Braswell, it starts with his motor. He is, as many people like to say, he's a dog, right?
Yeah.
He runs really, really hot. He's going to give you everything he has with every single snap. And that's certainly something that endeared him, I'm sure, to Jason Light and to Todd Bowles.